Hello there, you beautiful human. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's your Brazilian girl, Delilah. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Oh my God, stupid budget trucks. You don't have any cows today. I'm a creep. I be watching my neighbors. I be watching everybody that goes by. Starting to memorize cars by the sounds that they make. So how are you? Hello. Why are you looking so good? Welcome back to my channel. Hello to all our new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Y'all, look at how long my hair's got. Look. Long hair. Long hair. I think as long as y'all seen me with long hair, right? But I like it because now it's healthy hair. I put so much oil in my hair. Oh look, that branch is gonna fall off. Got so much bark beetle on it. My God. Yo, I can't believe I'm competing with my geese for space in the yard right now. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. Let's make things a little bit on the lighter note because I got carried away on the last one. I'm sorry. So right now, y'all, I have myself an 8-year-old, and this 8-year-old, you know, when people say stuff like the newborn phase or the terrible twos or the hardest time when having a child, it's not. That's a lie. That's some of the easiest time because right now I have an 8-year-old. And he talks back, and he's very smart and very good with his words, so he pushes the limit. You know, remember when your mom said stuff like, you understand when you have kids, you pay for all your sins when you have kids, all of that and more. Now more and more I'm starting to understand my mom's ways and her reasonings and the way she was, because listen, and she meant it. She meant that I would pay for it one day. So here I am. But every time I get really like frustrated with the situation because I cannot handle it, because I'm still a child. So when my child comes at me a certain way, I just want to, ooh. I swear to you, I do. Straight to the face. But I'm a big believer in you don't have to hit your kids to teach a lesson. So here I am, stressing. Where was I going with this? I got carried away. Right. Oh, look, pretty flowers again. But just when I start getting frustrated, I think back to the dumb stuff I've done. For example, one time, I just chose that I was not going to talk to my uncle anymore, so I didn't. I mean, there was many reasons, you know, why I didn't want to talk to him, but I was a young child. There was no reason for a young child like that to make that much of a decision inside her own little head and make the choice of, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That's crazy. I just took it upon myself that I wasn't going to talk to him anymore, and I didn't for like days. It was weird. I still remember that. I remember what my reasons were, but I knew that there was a lot of reasons why, you know, I used to look at him a little sideways, especially because I was around adults a lot, so I used to overhear what the adults had to say. But that was that. Very stubborn little child. After my mom passed away, I was being raised by my godmother, who at that point had already raised like 12 plus children. Her children, who she had 8. Their children, who was like, I don't know how many. So to raise me, stubborn over here, was fucking not easy, you know? And because of the stubborn issues, I definitely made it way harder. Like one time, I went to sleep over somebody's house, and I forgot my shoes there. Now this was my shoes to go to school. And because I forgot my shoes to go to school, when I went to school the next day, I told my godmother that my shoes were in my backpack, that I was just gonna go to school without shoes that day, and I'll put my shoes on later on. I didn't want to put it on that morning. For about 3 to 4 days, I went to school with no shoes, telling everybody, telling my friends, telling my teachers, telling my godmother that my shoes were in my backpack. They weren't at all. My shoes was forgotten at somebody's house. I don't know how my godmother knew it, but she knew it for days already that I didn't have my shoes. She let me go to school without shoes because of my stubbornness. And when she every time she questioned me, Delilah, where's your shoes? It's in my backpack. It's in my backpack. She knew it wasn't there. She already had contacted the person of where my shoes was and confirmed that my shoes was there. And she allowed me to go to school without shoes for all those days. And I was going to keep it going until she brought it up. She's like, you don't have your shoes, you asshole. Woo! Why was I like this? I don't know. Maybe lack of mommy and daddy. Stupid cars come and go. Stupid cars come and go. What do you got? Nothing. You? Nothing. Y'all made all that noise and not one interesting car passed by. And y'all still going. Oh, you're definitely not a cute car, buddy. You look like a frog. Not a cute frog. Well, frogs are cute. You're an ugly car. Got issues. Someone here. So, I put this old lady through a lot for no reason. I remember one time asking her if she loved me more or her granddaughter more. Now, mind you, I'm just a goddaughter. I'm just like, you know, the baptism situation that Catholics do. Yeah, she was that. Like, in case your mommy ain't here, here's this person to take care of you. So she was that old lady who was a very loved old lady. She cooked the most amazing food. She went out of her way to make food that I liked. She went out of her way to try to teach me things. Like, she thought, you know, you're becoming a young lady. Let me teach you how to do stuff. She tried to teach me how to wash my own underwear. And I didn't want to. I threw a tantrum and said, no, I'm a kid. I'm just a kid. I'm not going to. So today, when my 8-year-old says, I can't do it. I just can't do it because I'm a child. There's that mama paying for your sins when you have your own child situation happens. It's not fun, but here we are. Here we are. And I remember another one. My godmother, very Catholic lady. So I was, you know, I had to go to church with her very often. And she was one of those Catholics that didn't just go to church on Sundays. She went to church as often as possible and try to get involved as possible with everything at church. So I remember one time we were going to church and it wasn't mass. It wasn't, you know, the regular church thing. It was like in the middle of the week. She would walk her old little happy ass all the way to the church that was not close to her house over some Jesus. And I got nothing against religion. I respect religion and many religious people, but the fact that she was willing to do that, amazing. So here we went to church on the middle of the week. She had an event going on. And it wasn't even like the priest or anything, just a group of religious people that gather in the church. So here we were in the middle of the week at church. They were doing their praising, the older people. It wasn't hard for me to befriend people, you know, I'm trying to talk, y'all. So it wasn't hard for me to befriend other children at these events at church. So I had befriended some people, some kids, and we were playing around the church while the adults did adult things. Here they come. So I don't know if you ever went to church, but at this church was those types of seat that's just like a big long bench where a bunch of people sit at, and it's like rows and for rows. Oi, are we gonna come close this time? Looks like it. Looks like I'm getting attacked this time. Hold on, let's see here. Come on, what's up, man? Let's go, what happened? Yes, what's the matter? What did I do? I was just here. I was just here before you. You come to me. Come on. They might not have big teeth, but the little ridges on their beak, if they grab your finger, I'm assuming it will hurt, and I don't want to test it because fragile, beautiful hands. So at church, there's those long benches, right? The rows of benches, and the grown-ups were in one little section, a group of like maybe 50 at most, if that. They were doing their stuff. The kids and I are playing around the church, running around, doing stuff that we shouldn't be inside of a church. And we thought that the best thing we could do while the adults, you know, are having their silence was to army crawl under the benches. And these benches are the type that were very fancy, and they came with those things that you pull down for you to need, you know, to pray on, where you put it down, you put your knees on it and you pray. So while going army crawling under these benches inside of a very silent church, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to knock one of them down, I think with like my feet. And all you heard was that thing smack the floor and the echo through that quiet church. Oh, I embarrassed that old lady so much. The poor thing. I'm sorry. She had already raised 8 of her own children, helped raise other kids' children, helped raise her own siblings, because she had like I don't know how many siblings. And after all this raising, after all this doing catering to, she was stuck with me at her old age while going to church. Whoa, that was not okay. She got up so mad, you guys. She grabbed me by my ear and she dragged me out of that church, or she sat me down. I don't know what it was, but I remember feeling so embarrassed, because then all the other kids continued playing around the church. And as they played around the church, they would pass by me and look at me. And there I was sitting down. I had my ear pulled so hard. I was embarrassed. I embarrassed the old lady. I was not a good child. My goodness. No wonder I'm paying for it. No wonder I'm paying for it the way I am. Because my son is so smart. He is so intelligent, y'all. But that mouth always got something to say. Always. When the doctors told me, oh, you know, he has a cleft, he'll have a hard time talking. And inside my head, I said, no, the fuck he won't, because I won't allow it. I'm a big believer that parents really mold what happens to the child, you know? And I remember being told so many times before my mother passed away, she didn't do what she was supposed to. I started school very late. I didn't know how to write my own name at like 5 years old. So it was very messy for me. And to avoid that, I promised myself that I would do what I can for Lucas. And talking to him was one way that I got him to be very talkative, so that he could use his mouth, so he will never go through that, you know, speech or lisp problem that most cleft babies do. Not all cleft babies do, but most cleft babies do. I talked to Lucas so much. I made him talk so much, and I tried to get him to talk so much that they were not able to keep him in speech therapy. I tried so hard to keep him in speech therapy just to have that extra help. They're like, I can't. He speaks too perfectly. He knows how to pronounce every word. He is fine. So, you know, I forgot where I was going with that. So because I pushed Lucas to talk so much, he's a really good talker, and he doesn't know how to stop. So when he pushes the limit and he says stuff like, I'm just a kid, I swear I want to trip him. What else did I do? I remember picking up candy from the floor. I was walking with my godmother from church. That's where we were to and from all the time. So we were walking back from church, again, in the middle of the week, during the day, and she was a little bit ahead of me because I was just so bored, just like, you know, picking stuff and walking slow. And I spotted a candy on the floor, you know, I know exactly what candy it was. You know, Mentos, those little cute, those yummy candies that are little like round buttons. There's the mints one, but then there's just the fruity candy one, and it was a pink one of those on the floor. And those are some of my favorite candies. I don't like the mint ones, but I like the fruit ones. So I spot my favorite candy on the floor that some kid dropped, and their good parent said, "Don't worry about it, sweetheart, don't pick it up. You got plenty more in the sleeve of candy." And as she was walking ahead of me, I looked down, I looked at her, I looked down, I looked at her. I picked it up and I put it in my pocket. And as I was walking with that thing in my pocket, just looking at her, wondering when she was, you know, my turn around, it might not. If I catch her when she turns around, I have a few minutes after she turns right back around to looking forward to eat that candy. So as soon as I had my chance, I shoved that candy from the floor in my mouth. Yeah. I imagine it was not easy dealing with me at all. I sucked. What else did I do? I did so many dumb stuff when I was a kid. I remember one time being at my uncle's ranch, and my little cousin was there, so we could spend time at the ranch and have so much fun and play. I went to my aunt's bathroom, and there was a small soap bar on the little soap holder. And I thought that the best thing to do with that soap bar was to grab the comb that she had and cut it in half. Why? I don't know. But because I acted such like a, you know, a good girl. I don't know. I don't know why my aunt confided in me, but it was stupid of her. And when she came to ask me about it, she's like, you know, did you do this? I think it was him. I don't know why he would do that. And I'm like, yeah, it was him. So I just blamed it on my little cousin. He was like 4 years younger than me. I don't know how many years younger than me, but he was younger than me. And I totally blamed it on him. So when my son tells me little white lies, and I'm just looking at him like, why? That was such a stupid lie. That was so unnecessary. What was that for? And I think to the dumb stuff I did. That's why. With all the things I put everybody through, that's what I get. Because fast forward, teenage years, I live in New Jersey now with my grandmother, my adoptive mother, my mother, and she was very strict lady. And all she asked for was the truth. Tell us the truth, you know? So I will ask her often, can I talk on the phone? Can I talk on the phone with my friends? And we had 2 lines. And I already knew what it sounded like when somebody picks up the phone when you're talking on the phone. And here I was talking to my little boyfriend, you know. And I heard the moment my mother picked up the other phone and was listening into my conversation. And I talked to this boy for like, I don't know, another 20 minutes or so. My mom listened to everything. I heard when she put down the phone. And I knew she was going to come up and ask me if I was talking to a boy on the phone. So when she did, like she was, and I knew she would, the first thing I said, no boys. I got smacked in the face. With right. She was so right to do that. Absolutely. Do it again, mother. I wish she did it. She did it twice. Boom, boom. Why? Why are you lying? For no reason. That was stupid. Could have just been a friend who's a guy. Didn't have to be my little boyfriend. Could have just been a friend who's a guy. You know? I doubt she had understood everything we were talking about. She understood most of it. Or maybe she had it on speaker and my uncle who understands English understood it. I don't know. But the point was, she always said, tell me the truth and we'll work it out. And instead of telling her the truth, I went the opposite way and got smacked on the face. Yeah. Then I wonder why my 8-year-old pushes me to that limit. I just hope that this face, because he is 8-year-old, right? He's an 8-year-old, but he acts like he's in his teens already. Like he's a 14-year-old. He's acting like a teenager already. You guys, sometimes it's a struggle to get him to go shower. Go shower. I don't want to shower right now. You would think that I'm torturing him. So when that happens and I want to yank my hair out, I really try to think back to when I was a shit kid, because I was a shit kid. And my kid is nowhere near like I was. He's just a good boy. He's a really good boy. He's just a boy. He's just being a boy. He's learning all the limits, seeing how far he can push the limits. And it's just regular stuff that I did. But sometimes I just want to yank my hair out, you guys. Ooh. What's that? What did you do when you were a kid? What's something crazy that you did? Because I know, don't come at me like that. I know I'm not alone. I know you did it. I was there. No, I wasn't, but I was there. No, I wasn't. I was there. I saw everything. Okay? All right, I gotta go. Beijo. Um coração. E tapa na bunda, hein? Tapa na bunda, hein? Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. You're an amazing human. Take care of your health, because your health is your wealth. I love you. Until next time, thank you for being here. Love you so much. You're an amazing human. Ciao. That was fucking nice. Let's see if I could cut that into a video. Alrighty.